one lap at a time. 24 hours to climb. Sean setting fuel, Amir's checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Sean's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mind. Amir's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Sean on the left and Amir on the line. We bleed through the ring just to cross that sign. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, brake light rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Sean's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Amir calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high-speed ball. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders gone stiff, but I ain't quitting now, nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance. Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Sean's at the wheel and Amir's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every lap's truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one line to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, now I'm mind dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, lap to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight, one path unknown. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home. They won't see the sweat inside your soul, but this is your road, your rig, your control. So light it up, don't fade away. This is your legacy, this is your race. You better lose yourself in the rhythm and roar. This is your fire, you are so much more. Shine in a mirror, we were born to drive. We don't just race, we come alive. So light the night and claim your throne. You only get one shot, so bring it home, home, bring it home. You always belonged here.
Good morning, happy Friday, welcome to the show. It is time for the pit stop. How's my battery? I didn't even check the battery on the camera, make sure it's going to work. It looks like it's going to hang in there. I think we're all right. I am here, Sean Cole, here for the Simpit, the pit stop, Friday morning, talking about sim racing with my good buddy, Amir Assad. How you doing today, Amir?
Good, man. Again, like, it's Friday. I mean, what's not to love about Fridays?
Gotta love
Man,
Friday.
Yeah.
Gotta love Friday.
It's I mean, the weekend. That's the weekend to chill, do whatever you want to do, and especially for us, sim race and yeah, just relax and try to recharge our batteries, man. Yeah.
Well, and for me, the weather just turned fantastic. We had
Nice.
I had the hottest day of the year. The last 2 days were 94
Really?
and 95 degrees, which were the two hottest
Ooh.
days of the year for me. I actually had to pull my air conditioner out and hook it up. We have air conditioning that my brother had serviced before the summer. We didn't need it. And then the day we turn it on, no bueno.
Oh,
So,
man.
anyway, pulled out the portable, cooled down the house as much as I could. Anyway, it's been tough to. I've been wanting to get in the rig and do some racing. I've been in the rig doing some racing,
Yeah.
and it's tough because it's so hot. But I do have, and maybe some of you saw my latest review. Sim racing in summer sucks until you try this. The hyper cool review. This is what went on at the Simpit this week. Excuse me. That hiccup burp's coming. Anyway, what a difference a little air conditioning in your seat will do. I was reading through some of the comments on this, and people are like arguing certain things. And I love looking at the comments to A, see what I missed, B, see what the general, people are thinking about the same product after I've had my shot at it. And people are like, oh, that's not going to work. That's not enough. Air conditioning's better. And it's like, prior to this air conditioning spell I've had air conditioning. And my sim room still ends up being 10, 15 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. So even though the house might be nice and comfortable at 74, we'll go in my sim room and it's 81. I guess that's only 7 degrees. But at 81, I'm sweating like a pig. So, and then the other thought I had on that same comment that I was thinking about, and I'm not trying to argue the comments, but I'm just thinking about it. It's like, wait, don't super fine luxury cars like Mercedes-Benz have both an air conditioning in the car, and then they also have cooled seats, which is the same exact concept, just putting some fans in the seat. So it works.
Yeah. I mean, I take a look. I take a look at all the comments too. I try to respond to a lot of them. Some of them I'm like, bro, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Yes, like, I agree to an extent on AC. Yes, having an AC in your room, I mean, is great. Yes, 100%. But you're sitting there, you're racing a long, hard race. Like, that AC, that cold air can't reach your back, can't reach your butt. Like, you're still gonna be getting warm and everything. And I mean, and what if you live in an area that doesn't have an AC, or you don't really need an AC, but you still get sweaty and hot? Those fans can really help cool you down.
Yeah.
So I get some people, but like, I guess some people don't put themselves in other people's shoes. They just go, well, this is my lifestyle, so I don't need it. Well, that's cool. I mean, fine, you don't need it. This product is not for you. But what about the people that could benefit from it? Like, this is the product that's for them.
Sure.
I think we kind of fail at that nowadays, where we don't put ourselves in other people's shoes to see like what circumstances they have. We just go off of like, this is how I live, so I don't. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I think everyone fails to put this one disclaimer on their comment, which is for me. Right? Oh, for me, I live in Alaska, and 10 months of the year this isn't an issue. And it's like, oh, that's totally relevant. I get you, bro. But at the same time, I mean, somebody might be like, I live at the equator, and air conditioning isn't enough on its own. Fan isn't enough on its own. I need everything thrown at it to have a shot. Yeah. I see one comment there. Kyle asks, so two things. I LOL that you and Road to Racer posted the review of the same product at the exact same time. It's comical, and if you look at a lot of products when they are first launched, like new products never seen before, you will notice that it's pretty common for multiple media outlets to come out with their own reviews at the exact time. It's because we're usually put on an embargo date, they call it. So they give us an exact time and date. And say this, you cannot show it prior to that. So truth be told, I was racing in that seat for 6 weeks, and I had a sim racing shirt over it, which was like nullifying half of its effects. And I was still using it, and during some rally streams, people were making comments like, "What's that noise?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just my fan over there." But meanwhile, it was the fan in my ass. It was the fan up my ass, I should say. So that's the way. Yeah. And sometimes if we don't get enough time to that embargo date's too short a period, you'll notice that it gets a little, a lot of videos coming out over a 2 or 3 day period. But on this one, there's adequate time. So I'm guessing there was more than just 2 of us. Andres, Sean said sim racing sucks in summer. Sim racing never sucks. Andres, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just like how much better or worse. So it's always great, but in the winter when I'm comfortable, it's just so much greater. I also prefer racing when it's dark outside. So when the days are shorter and the nights are longer, i.e. winter, it's not only cooler, but it's darker, and that's when I really love to sim race the most. That's for me. For me, right? I didn't put that disclaimer. It's not an argument. It's my personal world. I'm looking for a Ukrainian or Slavic bride.
No, we're just making fun. Like on your browser, she got pulled up. Like there's a picture of hot girls. Like meet gorgeous Ukrainian women.
Oh yeah. All right, she's hot, but that girl is way too young for me.
You don't want to pull a Bill Belichick?
Mm-mm.
No.
Or
be a Leonardo DiCaprio. Like your cutoff is 25. Once you hit 26, we break up and you gotta go. Gotta go away.
I actually have a different rule that I live. Half plus 7. That is okay. That is the youngest you can ever go, and any lower than that, you are a perv. Sorry if I offended any pervs out there, but yeah, half plus 7. So yeah, no, that girl's beautiful. And I'll appreciate beautiful women. Don't get me wrong. I'm half a perv. So yeah. Anyway, I love the hyper cool seat. $500. Arguably
That's not
steep.
bad at all.
Yeah, no.
When you compare it to the Eau Rouge is, it's essentially the same thing. It goes for about, I want to say about $900.
That's the one I gave this credit because this is the first that I've experienced. I should have been. Yeah. Often you have to be very careful when you're making proclamations like the first, the best, right? More with the first than the best. Often it's more like, oh, well, this is the first mainstream would have been better wording, I think.
Right.
Coming from a big place. Travis Lonius, hope I said that right. Hey man, what do you think about Inside Sim Racing being back on? It's a double-edged sword, right? It's sim racing. I love sim racing. And I love anybody who is out there trying to make sim racing better. Now, at the same time, it's really hard to be like, yay, my competition, right? I mean, like, let's be realistic. So I'm just being really, really brutally honest and fair. I'm excited for the industry, and I'm not thrilled for, personal reasons. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't mean anything good or bad by that, by the way. So, yeah. Anyway, hyper cool. I love it. No way is anyone getting this seat from me. That is my new permanent seat. I'm a little out of sorts here. My positioning for my standing desk isn't perfect. I am reviewing one of the next reviews is this AZ Racing CS Pro sim racing chassis, and you might not have ever heard of them. I hadn't heard of them prior to them contacting me.
Yeah, me neither.
Interesting chassis. I think interesting is a good word. Anyway, I was racing in this and I was like super dialed in, super comfortable, and I was just rocking. I was like one of the fastest guys in the MX-5, right? Okay, so I feel good. I went to my main rig, and I was off the pace, and I was like, what's up with this? I got all my chosen gear. Why am I off the pace? Well, I realized I wasn't as dialed in. It just like little things, like the back of my thigh wasn't touching the seat when I was on my pedals. Well, that actually causes strain over time.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, that's not right. What is it? Oh, my pedals are too low. Let's raise these. Or no, they're too high.
Right.
Excuse me. Let's drop them down a little bit. So I did, and then I readjusted my distance, and then I'm like, okay, where does that put my wheel? All right, my wheel, it feels like it's low, but I think I want it tilted. Here's the other thing. I think I might be to the point where I'm down. Other than rally racing, the Mazda was the last of the Mohicans that I was still using a round rim for. I think I'm done with round rims except for rally racing and oval. Even in the Miata, you know what? I just preferred my GSI. It was like,
right.
I have all my controls. It's wide enough. You know, originally butterfly rims were very narrow, so they're twitchy.
Right.
Well, now that they're over 300 millimeter, they're not twitchy anymore. And so they're just, you know, one position only. Anyway, okay, I'm all over the place. The Forever rig needs a proper handbrake, not fancy pants seat. It's in the works. I'm having trouble hydraulics. I have a really incredible handbrake, but it's being delayed because it's hydraulics and I need to rebuild it. I could get a lesser handbrake in, but I really love the way this handbrake works. So I'd like to get back to that. Oh, laxative commercial. Sorry, everybody.
You don't need laxatives. You just got to go to Taco Bell. Way cheaper. Okay.
Oh, Kyle, yeah, absolutely. It would totally negate it, because even putting a T-shirt over it negated it. Certainly any kind of a haptic pad, and even Next Level's own, you know, haptic pad would negate it. But, yeah. Unsubscribe. No round wheels for MX-5. Blasphemy. That's what they run. They run, I have it. Where is it? It's right here.
But still, you have your MPI MX-5 rim.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this isn't it. It's in the closet. Sorry, I don't have it handy. All right, but yeah, that's what's up with me. All right, well, I think that's it from Simpit.
I don't know. You're talking about your rig. I got this in the works right now.
Oh
Prime
my
X
God!
Super.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
Yeah. So I'll have my unboxing and initial impressions video out Thursday for everybody to take a look at. Next Thursday. So I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, oh, dude, like it's so crazy how good VR's gotten in the past couple of years. But the one thing I don't like about VR, and you know this too, Sean, is they're so finicky to set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, you change one setting, then it messes something up. You got to go change another setting, then that gets messed up, and you got to go through. You got essentially you got to go through your checklist to make sure.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's taken me a little bit longer to film everything, because I was hoping I could start filming yesterday, but that didn't happen because whatever because I was doing both. I was kind of switching between Steam VR and then going to OpenXR. Well, whatever setting you use for Steam VR, well, they're not going to work in OpenXR. So then you got to change your settings for OpenXR.
And so now you have to have all these different profiles and.
Yeah. And so then I get it working in iRacing. That took me the longest, even though like iRacing was when I did the Crystal Light, I didn't have to do anything to it. And it just worked right out of the box. This gave me the most headaches with iRacing, but I got everything dialed in yesterday finally.
Nice.
But then it was too late to start filming, so I'm like, crap! I guess I'm gonna have to do this on Sunday morning. But yeah, so I'll try to get the unboxing first impressions video out. Do that so I can at least get that out before the Sim Gaming Expo.
Right on.
And then when I can get back.
Yeah.
do the actual full review. Yeah.
Yeah. Turge subbed and unsubbed and resubbed. Turge, I would run VR. I think if I didn't do this show and I was just Sean Cole Sim Racer, I think I'd be 100% VR. Because I wouldn't need 3 computers, I'd only need 1, which means I'd have something state-of-the-art, meaning that I could actually run. I can't even run the headset that Amir just got because my computers suck so bad. But I also have 3 computers, so every time the word upgrade comes up, it's times 3. So, like, I don't have 10 grand burning a hole in my pocket right now. So that's part 1. And then also, it's really bad for the show. Just VR is not good for trying to be a reviewer. But with that, I really wish that I could run. And I thought about getting my Rift up and running over here. But, like, I'm lacking USB ports at this point. I don't have the USB 3.0 that I need to run the Rift. So I'm not doing it. The weight of the headset, yes, that is a concern and a factor. But I'd argue that you get used to it pretty quickly. Kind of like, you know, like if you've never put a real car helmet on to race, at first it's really weird because you have tunnel vision. This pressure, not just the pressure of it pressing, but you feel like there's air pressure in the helmet even though there isn't. And you get a claustrophobic feeling. For anybody who gets claustrophobia, it's really terrifying. And then the weight, it's a lot of weight, so you feel like your head's doing a bobblehead kind of thing. But yeah, over time you get used to it. So like when I put a helmet on now, it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the Hans device and the snapping of the neck every time I try to turn my head. That's what bothers me. But yeah, I think you do get used to the headset weight for the most part. Also in sim racing, we're not trying to run around and, you know, step on those bugs in that Half-Life game. I can't remember what those bugs were that I broke my foot.
I gotta say, like, and this is where I wish, like, a lot of VR manufacturers use, and, like, you're, like, I don't know if you see it on the screen, how well you see it, but, like, it's a strap that goes on top of the headset that kind of alleviates a little bit, that keeps the headset lifted. Like, for me, one thing I had issues with the VR headset, like, it tends to rest on my nose.
Right.
And, like, it adds all that weight right here on the bridge of my nose. I'm like, so, like, one, like, I'm starting to not be able to breathe all that well. And, like, all that weight is right here. So I noticed that with the previous headsets, I had that problem. But this, like, this really helps alleviate and keep the headset lifted off of your face a little bit.
Right.
It doesn't help with the weight on your neck and everything, but at least it makes it a little bit more comfortable.
Distributes the weight better, sure.
Yeah.
Scott, you know, that's a great topic of conversation. He's had triples, went to VR, and now on a single super ultra wide. The lack of clarity on the VR headset was a deal breaker for me. Which I'm actually on a Rift S now. I totally get it, because it's not just the lack of clarity, but like sometimes the long distance viewing is hard, so rally racing, like picking your spot. But that's on a Rift. Like, I can't even imagine how good it would be on what you're using, the Crystal, you know. So it might make me eat those words very quickly. When I used the Valve Index, the clarity wasn't nearly as big an issue as it was with the Oculus. But I've only tried that, not owned that. You have a Quest 2. I've not used that one personally.
I mean, the only thing that sucks... I mean, the big thing that sucks about VR is our PCs are not at the point where they can handle it.
Right.
Like, you know, if you want to run, you can't run everything on Ultra. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. Either, you know, with frame rate, with upscaling, or turning some options down inside the game. Yeah, there's we're still right at the point now where you're going to have to, it's a give and take kind of relationship with VR. Like, you're going to have to sacrifice certain parts of clarity in the game just to get it running smoothly.
Sure.
Even with me, like, you know, I've got a 9800 X3D and then a 4090, and I still have to turn some things down just so I can make sure I get a smooth, consistent frame rate.
You know, so a single monitor, let's stay away from 4K for this topic of this conversation. You can multiply it in your head for this. But, you know, if you think about it, a single monitor is 1080 pixels, right? well, 1920 wide by 1080 tall. Okay. And then, you know, your triple screens are 5760 by 1080, right? So it's 3 times the pixels that your graphics card has to push in motion, right? Going to an ultra wide is 1920, so 28 780. I can't do that math real quick, but 28 something by 1080. It's basically 2 wide screens, so it's 2/3 of the cost resource wise of triple screens. Now VR, I don't know what the actual number is at any one given time. I don't think it exceeds a single monitor, maybe an ultra wide. Well, maybe your up and down views, but it, because you can turn to any spot at any moment, it's certainly preparing and thinking about more than just the pixels it's looking at.
Yeah.
So to me, it's optimization. I think that the clarity is within the headsets. It's just the optimization is not there.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Thank you. But Steve, I'm gonna say this: competition just breeds the best out of everything. So I'm not afraid of competition. In fact, you know, competition is what makes us thrive. If you are that kind of person, so you know, it's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Have you run an ultra wide, Amir?
Yeah, I have an ultra wide.
Okay.
It's on my second rig. Yeah.
So I don't have an answer to this question. We have 4 options. Singles. Mm-hmm. I know this option 1 is not one of them. Single screen,
right. Mm-hmm.
ultra wide, triple screen, or VR.
Yep.
I don't know if I really prefer triple screens to my ultra wide. I suspect that I don't. I every time I'm on the ultra wide, I'm like, I love this. It's so clean.
Right.
It's so my frame rates are better, right? Because it's 2/3 the resources. It's super clean. There's no bezels to think about. Like the bezel could be a mile wide on the outside. It's outside the screen. I don't care.
Right.
And then when I go to my triple screens, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. It's bigger, but I got the 2 bezel lines. I've got this funky angle thing happening, and my computer runs slower. So I'm not sure. And even if you're state of the art, well, still, you're going to turn up more stuff, more shades, more everything, right? So I don't care what computer you have. If you're running 2/3, you got to turn on more eye candy. So I don't know what I really prefer. I mean, if I had all the money in the world and I didn't do the show, I'd run the Pimax headset on a stout video card, getting me 3/4 of top performance graphics, and I'd probably call it a day.
I think it depends on what your priorities are, really, to be honest. Like, for me, for example, like, you know, we've been kind of doing this. I'm jumping back into it now, but like, you know, having our forever rigs, or for never rigs. That's the joke. I want to sit in the cockpit and be fully immersed. So like, you know, I want to be wrapped around. I want to have the center dash on my screen, the center console. I want to be able to do all that stuff that you see like on videos from, you know, Race Beyond Matter. Like I want to have a cockpit just like that, with the netting and all that stuff. And I'm slowly getting there. I'm working on it. For me, that's what I want out of my sim rig. Like if I want to be racing, that's what I want to be doing. But then like when I jump on but for when it comes to the ultra wide, I mostly use it for the flight sims. I enjoy it. I enjoy the ultra wide better for the flight sims than I do on my triple screens.
Is it something about just keeping the view in, like when you look to the screen and it does the change of angle thing in a plane? It's a lot weird because we don't really look at those side screens in sim racing much.
Yeah.
They're peripheral screens for the most part. Right. Which is why I don't mind the ultra wide, because I'm like, the real estate I'm missing is really stuff I just never look at. You know, so yeah, I don't know. I wish I had a better ultra wide, but I haven't. Because I can't answer this question to this day. I haven't forced the change. You know, I keep triples on the main rig, but I do wonder about it. I'm like, I don't know. I really.
And the argument is too, and I mean, this is something that we've talked about before. Is, you know, if you're thinking about when you're actually, if you're actually in a real race, like in a GT3 race, for you know, or an F1 race, you know, you've got your helmet on, which is going to limit your field of view. I mean, I'd argue if that's what you really, you know, that's what you really want, you want to be, you know, in that kind of scenario. I mean, the ultra wide is almost about the same amount of field of view you get if you were wearing a helmet. I would argue that. So, like, if you truly like want to be, you know, realism, then you should be going ultra wide.
Right.
Yeah. Because you got the Hans device. Yeah, the Hans device. You can't. When you've got the Hans device, you can't really move your head around too much.
For everyone in VR and sim racing, they should have to restrict how far they can move their head. Because I'm sorry, you'd be in a Hans. You can't turn your head like that. Yeah. You're not in a go-kart.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch most racers and they talk, if there's tons of videos out there, yeah, they don't move their head around a lot, but they move their eyes around all the time. Like, their eyes are never at a standstill. They're always constantly shifting, looking for the brake marker, looking to see what the other guy's doing, looking to see what's going on in the road, always preparing themselves for the next corner. Like, they're always shifting their eyes, but they're not really shifting their head too much.
Yeah. And someone had asked, I have done head tracking. I'm not a huge fan of it because I feel like you're always trying to lead the tracking. It's hard to get just natural. I haven't done eye tracking, and I should. And the other thing I was just remembering, when I was building this rig, I did try to go to the ultra wide on the main rig. Capture cards hate ultra wides also. So you can't run the ultra wide through a capture card, and that's why I'm still on triple screens, because it allows me to capture my center screen perfectly. So that's why I'm kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah, Brian, there are ways, because there are people who have done really unconventional things with their sides, like run different resolutions and vertical screens and things like that. It gets tricky and it gets weird, and Windows hates it, so you're doing it, and then all of a sudden you get this, like, flashy thing, and then everything, like, reverts, and, you know, it's a nightmare. I mean, Windows really doesn't even like you having different monitors when you're doing more than one. Like, I have a television and an ultra-wide here, and when I turn something on, the television goes wacko, and all the screens crisscross and jump around, and then I have to resort them after it's settled down. So, yeah, I mean, as far as running anything, I mean, if you're going to run more than one screen, for racing, I would really recommend keeping it really simple.
Yeah.
So. All right, any other thoughts on this?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. I might not need super resolution out of a VR unit in terms of width of vision. So for me, I'm primarily a sim racer, and if I was going to do anything else, I'd probably be a pilot, which means you still have a helmet on and maybe a somewhat restricted view. So I don't mind having a smaller view, but I would love to have a lot more clarity, and you know, color palette. Depth of field palette, like the shading palette and that kind of stuff, is really important, especially in racing. So I would sacrifice pixels for clarity, is what I'm getting at. I mean, they go hand in hand, generally speaking, but I don't need them to give me like super widescreen as a sim racer. But yeah. All right. Okay. That's it. Let's see.
We forgot something.
What's that?
We forgot to do something.
What?
We forgot to do our hellos to everybody.
Oh my god, you want to do hellos?
You can do hellos. I did it last time. It's your turn now.
It's really hard for me to do hellos from here. Because I have...
What?
because I only have the pop-up chat, and it goes giant, so it's not like...
All right. So what we'll do is, I'll say the name and you say hello then.
All right.
All right. Alex Mom.
Hello!
PS4 Dead Man.
Hello!
Spatial Dragon.
What up?
Shane Chase.
How's it going?
Chris Bassett.
Hello!
David S.
Good morning, David S.
We got Kyle S.
Kyle S. The S brothers.
Yeah. Joshua Hege.
Hey, Joshua.
Andrus, blow up the air. Never mind. Andrus, listen.
Andrus listens. What up, brother man?
We got Turge Hele.
Turge. What up, bro?
And then we got Dirge and Genera.
Dirge? Dirge is here?
Christian.
And who?
And Genera.
Genera?
Yeah, the Genera.
The Genera? I'm missing something here.
You know, that's his lady.
That's Dirge's lady?
The Genera, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know this.
Yeah, he mentions it all the time.
Oh.
When Chad's like, hey, hi from Christian and Genera.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. How did I miss that? And I do read the chat. Wow.
I hope I don't butcher this name. Travis Lonis?
Travis, what up? Good morning.
There we go. All right, I hope I'm not missing people as I'm scrolling down. Brian Ostrike!
Brian Ostrike. Scott Wennerstrom.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Everybody. Her legs.
Hello.
Rafael Bastos.
Raphael. Good morning.
I'm trying. Almost caught up to the chat. Almost. Steve.
Steve-O.
Steve. There we go. We're all caught up.
All right.
Sean Pro Sim Racing. Almost forgot him.
Sean Seabrand.
Sean
Good
Seabrand.
morning. Hello. Wenderstrom,
Go.
before we leave the VR topic, the PS VR 2 with Gran Turismo 7 really is the benchmark as far as what VR can be done with the right optimization. That's good to know. It'd almost be worth getting and trying just for that reason. But again, we have a closed loop scenario there, which kind of gets to what I was talking about. I think right now the biggest problem. I'm sorry, Christian. I am sorry.
We forgot about WoW or Christian's kid. Yeah, but we forgot about WoW too.
Wow.
Woo.
Woo.
All right, back to VR. Yeah.
Wouter Van Morik. I got it right. But yeah, it's the optimization. I'm really disappointed in the gaming industry across the board in terms of its adaptation to VR and optimization across the board. I know a handful of games support it, some better than others, but whenever I fire up my VR and I go onto Steam and I look at what's available and it's like, wow, it is a real list of shit games that have come out since I did this last. And the games that are primary games that support it don't always do it at the same level. And I mean, the amount of VR specific titles that I bought that were junk is a really embarrassing list for the industry, honestly. Yeah. I mean, just some really, how dare you charge money, early access my ass. You shouldn't get $1 for this. You gave me a headache. You made me nauseous. Half-Life, you broke my foot. No, Half-Life was one of the better ones as far as VR experiences go.
Dude, I love freaking playing Beat Saber and
Beat Saber's awesome.
What's the other one? It's almost like it. Ragnarok. Ragnarok is awesome too. Yeah, it's almost like Beat Saber.
I'm a big fan of Super Hot.
Super Hot. Oh.
Do you know?
We're going back to the Ukrainian chicks again?
What?
Are we going back to the Ukrainian chicks again?
Yeah, super hot. Super hot. All right, let's see here. Now we are going to move along. Yeah?
Yeah, Steve's got a question for us.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. Why did we never have a sim expo in the US before? Why is this the first year?
Because Americans are fat and lazy and don't like to go anywhere. Was that wrong? No. All right.
No.
Let me give you a better answer. Can I give you a better answer?
Okay, I got it. I'll go after you.
Okay. Yeah. America is huge. Travel is expensive. And so going to a location 3 states away is a very big airfare. It's very big hotel and food accommodations. And so for Americans to do just casual travel, I don't think it's that available compared to Europe, where going from two countries over on a train isn't a big deal, or even on a puddle, it's considered a puddle jump flight, and they're relatively affordable. Versus America, it's just not. I think also in the United States, no offense, but we've made travel less fun and more task based. So it's just not as cool and fun as it was 10, 15 years ago to hop on a plane and go somewhere. Well, and yeah, but if you look, Andres, like E3 is now dead again, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And that is a good argument that we'll find out soon enough, especially in the United States. Is sim racing strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet, or should it be part of a gaming show? I think that one thing that should have been done years ago at E3 and Gamescom is they should have created more sectioning. You know, you had too many companies like Microsoft that wanted to represent every niche of gaming. Fine, they're going to take the big booths anyway.
Yeah.
But you probably should have like allowed there to be sections for certain type, more for the independent and smaller developers. But if they could have had an area where sim racing was, instead of having to go through the 1,000 booths to find the 3% that represented sim racing. So now E3 died for a different reason. E3 is a classic case of greed. E3 died 100% out of greed. They made it so expensive on so many levels that it was easier for Microsoft to rent the Staples Center across the street and just do their own thing as competition to E3 was part of it. The other is they started charging admission for general gaming people. And so all of a sudden what was a media trade show became a public show, which really removes the incentive for media to cover it. So now it's just a paid admission show, which is a different vibe. The companies don't have the same motivation. They're not making money off of it. E3 is. Well, when I'm going to a trade show to put out my product, I really need the media, not just every guy coming in. I need the media. That's the point of an industry trade show. So yeah, they killed it out of greed. They just were trying to make too much money. You're taking the train to Chicago. Hey, you know, Kyle, the only reason I have my real ID was because of my trip to Indy. I had totally, like, forgotten that I needed one because I stopped travel years ago. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, geez, I need to get on this. So, lucky for me. I wouldn't mind taking the train, though. I like taking the train. Trains are cool. Do we still have a Simpit Oval League? Right now it's on hiatus. I don't want to say no, because that would not be a correct answer. Right now we're not running, and I don't know when we're going to restart, so I can almost say no. But if we get some enthusiasm in our Discord and people questioning that, it motivates groups of people to band together. So
my take on it is, and I think it was me and Joa. Yeah, me and Joe were like, we were going through the numbers of all the sims out there on the Steam charts. And I think this kind of correlates to why there's never been one in the US. Like, if you ever look at the peak times for when all the sims have the most amount of players on there, it's always European nighttime. Like, between 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock is always the peak time. And anybody can go out and look at it. They can go to Steam charts, pull in their sim title, and it'll give them the numbers and everything. It always peaks at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. European time, but then there's always that huge drop off around 7 to 8 in the morning European time too, which would be nighttime, like evening time for the US. And I think that's where why there's probably never been one, is because there's always so many more European sim racers out there racing compared when you compare it to the numbers in the US. There's just the gap in the numbers when I see, like, looking at the Steam charts is so big. And I think that's probably why there's never been one in the US. And plus, also, most of the companies are European based, so they got to pack everything up, fly it out. Which, I mean, flying things nowadays is super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And And so what do? They either have to sell their products at a loss at the expos or spend more money to ship it back to Europe. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Well, and that makes total sense. So, I'm just going to break a little reality on our North American audience here. Every country on earth other than the United States, the biggest sports that are viewed, spectated, paid for, money making are cycling, soccer, and auto racing. And in America, those aren't even in the top 5, right?
Yeah.
Football, baseball, basketball, yeah. So soccer might be number 5 on the list, maybe. Cycling and racing are nowhere on the list in North America. So yeah, it's just that it's, here in America, the other sports are so dominant. There's very little room left over, and anybody who's a racing fan in America, to an extent, you're like in a micro niche. It's like I go to Indy 500 every year. I don't, but you go every year and you think this is the biggest thing in the world. Greatest. It is the biggest event in the world. Yes, but you're really still just this very micro niche of overall sports. So yeah. What country would you guess sells the most Fanatic hardware, for example? Well, I don't. Country. I would. European Union is the answer. But I don't know if any one country in Europe would be like the biggest in the world. Is my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I would go off of again, if you go to like Moza, Simagic, their websites and look at their distributors, you will see dozens of stores in Europe that sell sim racing gear. Compared to when you look at North America, there's maybe 5, maybe 6 companies that sell sim racing gear. Again, I don't know volume. I don't know how much volume they move, but I'm just going off of the amount of companies I see selling sim racing gear. There's a lot more in Europe than there are in the States.
Yeah. I would guess that Australia has more people tuned in for a V8 supercar race on TV than Americans watch IndyCar. And how much bigger is America than Australia? Yeah. I don't know the population. We're 330, 340 million. I don't know Australia, but the ratings for IndyCar are like what, a couple 100,000 people I think tune in for your average race. I'm guessing in Australia more than that amount of people tune in for a V8 supercar race out of a country that's probably more like 10 million people, 20, I don't know. Anyone know the Australia population?
I don't know.
Anyone know V8 supercar ratings? Anyone? Come on, pit crew.
Let's go.
You got to have my back on this stuff. We need some stats. And did we have an answer of where Fanatic sells the most gear? Does anybody know that answer? All right. Here, you guys said it. We said Fanatic enough times. I'll play a little tribute to ISR. 27 million population. Thank you, Simulated Racer. Do you know how many people tune in for a V8 supercar race?
It's pronounced Fanatic.
Not Fanatec? There's
Well,
Thomas.
actually, I don't care.
Darren.
You could call it Fanatec.
Oh, you're below the fold.
It was
on
originally
this.
Fanatic.
That's not cool.
So,
all right, let's make it go away. There you go.
So they have an average total audience of 1.22 million people.
Whoa! And IndyCar brings in 300 to 400K.
And they had over 110 million people tuned in for the Bathurst 1000.
So that is why there's a trouble with having a Sim Expo in the United States. I mean, can you imagine? So if you did a Sim Expo in Australia, you'd probably get more attendees than if you did a Sim Expo in the United States. And again, I want to point out and go back to all of these are factors. So what we're talking about here, and then take the fact that it's in Chicago. Well, I live in California. That's a big trip. That is my vacation. And here's the other. How much vacation time does the average American get? Right? Last time I had a job, I got 2 weeks a year. Right? 2 weeks, 14 days. Well, yeah. Actually, no, it's only 10 days, right? That's like your family, your other obligations. Like, I don't know. Vacation time makes that a factor. Supercars are fun to watch. It's like full contact. Well, yeah, it's an awesome product. I agree. that helps. But Australia, as other international crowds are, is a soccer, cycling, and racing. Those, I'm guessing, are the three. Cycling might be three. It might be racing, soccer, and rugby might be the actual third biggest in Australia, if I had to guess. V8 Supercars is slightly down in years, but it's probably third or fourth in sports broadcasts in Australia. Yeah, but IndyCar ratings, other than Long Beach and the Indy 500, IndyCar ratings are so low. Now, they've been picking up over the years. They're doing better. Their product is better as well. But is enough that they have trouble even staying on Prime TV, honestly. And how many more years will it be before it's just off on like Peacock or, not even like available? Kangaroo boxing? No, I don't think that's true. I don't think so. We're not there. F1 USA attendees are not there to watch the racing. No, they're there for the spectacle. Half of Long Beach and half of Indy is the same. They are who's who races. So, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. Whatever gets the cameras on it, whatever gets people out there. So, all right, was rocking until Tony George. Ooh, I've heard some real. Have you heard some of the Penske scandal?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I don't want to talk about it because I don't know what's official versus just hearsay at this point. But Penske, you realize he owns like all of it at this point, right? So like when Penske's being accused of things, this is the guy who owns the whole thing. Yeah,
it's so crazy to see a person that he runs IndyCar, he owns a license into IndyCar, owns a team, owns some of the tracks. Like, don't you see something wrong with that? Like,
see, 20 years ago,
right?
If you did that, people would call it out and be like, "That's wrong!
Right?
How dare you?" But here's the problem: those standards are sort of like out the window now, and it's like no one cares. No one cares about anything. Can you people just care? Can you people just care about some stuff? Like what's important and what's right? I got to get my confirmation. I got to check. I paid for or put a credit card, but I don't have anything that says, "Here's your hotel room, Sean." I'm going to be staying at like the friendly. I'm going to be staying at the Friendly 8 off of Highway 132.
We'll be sleeping in the SimLab booth. That's what.
IMSA is great for live streaming action. IMSA is a really good example of how Americans just don't appreciate and love racing. I love IMSA. IMSA is a great product, but look at it, gets no TV rights. It gets mediocre attendance at races. I don't know. I don't
know if I'd agree with that. Like when it comes to
what, you think IMSA sucks?
No. I love IMSA. I love IMSA. I'm going to tie it into IMSA and WEC, tie them together because they're using virtually the same cars. Their attendance is going up, and I think what really helps them is a lot of people are becoming very wary of cable. Like, I mean, people buying cable nowadays is gone down tremendously. People are refusing to pay for all these crazy prices. I think IMSA was good to have like doing the streaming, but also for the international audience having everything on YouTube where you can just watch the races on YouTube. And WC is kind of doing almost the same thing too, where I think that opens up to the much broader audience. Like, to me, it's and this is where, like, getting to like the F1 elitism. Like F1, if you want to watch an F1 race, you either got to pay for their F1 app to watch that, or you've got to have cable, but then also pay for the sports package. So if you're in Europe, you got to pay for Sky F1, or in the States, I can't remember what you got to do in the States. And, so you're already paying. So now you got to pay $100 a month to just watch F1. And don't even get me started on ticket prices for F1. Whereas like here and yeah, watching WEC, I don't know what the ticket prices are for IMSA, but like WEC, it's like 50-60 bucks. Like I
Right.
could go watch the race, or I can sit there and watch it on YouTube. Like yeah, dude, and their numbers are growing like crazy just because of how well they've been managing the series, both series, bringing in the hypercars. Dude, I think they're doing it the right way.
I'm gonna have to put the imps on because I have this TV set up for racing. I didn't know they had that much going on YouTube. I'll have to look at it. But that's kind of my point. When you're on YouTube, you're not prime time. Yeah. And IndyCar, somebody talked about IndyCar. You know, it's a really double-edged sword there, too. I've gone back and forth on this one. So, IndyCar, it's hard to root for teams because it's like there's really so few options, right? You don't have a lot of teams. You only have 2-car engines. You have 1-car make. I totally agree, and I get it. And at the same time, every time I start thinking about what can IndyCar do, I end up being Formula One. At which point, no offense, Formula One, but for the most part over the last decade, it's been parade racing based on just car tech. And it's predictable to an extent. Now, this year I think's been a little upside down, so everyone's going to tell me to eat my words, or last year I should say. I feel like IndyCar is at a super high level of racing, way lower than F1, don't get me wrong, but a very high level of racing, but you don't know who's going to win. It's got a little bit of that crapshoot factor going into every single race because no team technically has a massive advantage. And so I feel like the racing in IndyCar just tends to be very tight, tends to be fairly exciting, and not easy to predict the winner of the outcome of the race going into it, or even mid-race for that matter. So I think that's why I really love the idea and concept of a spec, because it's ultimately a spec series. Balance of performance, right? BOP can do that in more open scenarios.
To a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree. Yeah.
You know, but like I don't does Formula One do anything? There's no such thing as it's just what did you get okayed or not. IMSA GT3 level, we start getting into BOP.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like I look at it as like F1's. I look at it. It's more of it's a spectacle of technical innovation. Like, you know, here's the rule book. Build a car within the rule book, and you just go crazy. And you know, you have the engineers that can go crazy. Whereas, you know, looking at IMSA, looking at WEC, same kind of thing. They still have the rule set of, you know, what you can do, but the engineers have a lot more of an open book to interpret the rules and build their race cars. But then they get hampered by BOP. But for me, like, I enjoy like WEC, IMSA, or even IndyCar. Yeah, like I said, it like you don't know who's going to win that specific race. Like, you know, one week somebody just mentioned it, at Road America, BMW won. Next week it could be Ferrari. The next week it could be Porsche. Like, you just don't know. And then someone else added to it too is like WEC, IMSA, or like watching the 24-hour races, Spa or Nürburgring. Like, you're spending 50, 60, 70 bucks, and you get to access to the paddock where you can walk around and enjoy yourself. And that's something that you could never do in Formula One. Like, in Formula One, you're looking, at least for the general attendance, you're looking at maybe 600 bucks. Like,
Yeah.
how many people have that much money to go to an F1 race?
Right. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Couple things I wanted to address. Wait, PJ Losi, Honda engine engineer for IndyCar here.
Nice.
Awesome. Do you know? I have a couple buddies you might know. I don't know how long you've been in IndyCar, but one of my best friends is Troy Denny, who worked for Rahal and American Spirit, and now works for Dallara. or my buddy Steve Burrows, who worked for what was the other American, not American Spirit, but the other one that had a name like that. Worked for a bunch of teams. He worked for everybody. Or Clay Turner, who was still a crew chief for McLaughlin, actually. Anyway, those are my buddies. I went to Russell Racing with them, and they're all part of IndyCar to this day. No, Steve's out of it. He's actually now big in Detroit baseball and hockey. Anyway, what else? All right. Should we move along now?
Let's do it.
All right.
We've been off topic for almost an hour.
All right. Have you guys seen this? iRacing Arcade.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah, this looks real. I
I
like.
want to try it.
I got all excited when I saw this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. They're gonna use like their real track and all the licensing power they have, so everything gets to be real, right? But it's gonna be all cartoon arcadey, and
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that chibi Porsche car. That looks freaking so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to this. The only thing it's missing, the head should be sticking out of the cars. That would make it cooler.
I know.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have some teasers of their next update coming up here. Hold on.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there is. There is a lot in this. So they have a development blog, so you can get all the details if you're at work and bored and needs. Looks like a rip off of that F1. Yes, it did, and they had the helmet sticking out. Maybe that's why they didn't.
Well, it's the same company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the same company that's helping them make it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. iRacing, their newest racing development blog is here. New content for season 4. Car class physics overhaul. Powerful new features for VR.
Yep. They're bringing foveated view for VR. Yep.
That's going to be big. Expanded AI features, their next step in international support. The new UI. Wow. Oh, okay, because I've been hammering them about this UI thing. And other ongoing projects. So, well, it looks like we're getting a graphic update in the form of VR. I don't think the regular package is getting much touched there.
They're doing a bunch of. I mean, if you look at the blog, the full blog, they're doing a bunch of rescans to some of the tracks.
Yeah, so their NASCAR refresh.
Yeah, and they're fixing the trees. Like now, the trees will have shadows. As part of this is something they discovered while building the new graphics engine. So oh, well, we could do this in the current one. So they did it. Yeah. Yeah, it should be
cool. I wanted to go back on one more topic just occurred to me on the topic of Sim Expo. If you're going there, you have to come up and say hello. I've been to trade shows where I'm like, I've seen somebody over there watching, and I'm like, I think that, and I've even gone over and said hi in some cases. I want to meet all of you. I want to shake your hands. I want to get the face with the name so that when we're doing a pit stop 3 weeks from now, we'll know each other, right? So please come up to me. Plus, Amir got a bunch of Simpit stickers. Oh, there. And he will give them to you. If you come say hi, he's going to give you a sticker.
Yep.
So don't be shy. If we're recording something, wait for the moment, of course. But please come say hello. I really want to meet you all.
Same.
So, yeah. All right. Let's see here. Some of that NASCAR refresh. So this is sort of, I think they're coming to the end of the refresh project for the NASCAR side. Daytona, COTA, Watkins Glen, Chicago Street, Texas, WWT, Worldwide Technology. Is that what it's called? Raceway, Charlotte, Wilkesboro, Sonoma, and Rockingham. So, cool.
Yeah.
And was there anything else? I think that's it.
Oh yeah, they're talking about the cars. Did you talk about what cars are being released?
No. Wait. Hold on. I have that. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, here I have to kind of cheat for this one. So looks like we have a Corvette GT3 of some sort. No, this is the View. That's.
Ooh.
There we go. Aston Martin.
We're getting Aston Martin GT3. I can't wait, dude. I love the sound of Aston Martin GT3. Oh, I can't wait to hear that thing.
It's not even an Aston. It's a Aston Stroll.
Aston Stroll.
I never heard. Is he who bought it? I never heard if it.
Lance Stroll. He's one of the people that.
It was a group that
Aston
bought
Martin.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I figured he was behind it. He had to be.
Yeah. So we're getting the Aston Martin GT3, the Mustang GT4, the Dallara IL15, which is the IndyCar Next. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to remember all the stuff off the top of my head. But I think there's one more car. Yeah.
They don't have a link to their dev log, which is really kind of. Here we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, Skeets. This will be my first time meeting Sean in real life. I've never met Sean in real life before. We've known each other, chatted each other for almost 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
And we've never met in person.
Yeah.
So this is our first time. Yeah.
It changes everything. I remember when I got to do that at I Race for Life or at like E3 or other shows I've done. It just changes. You get to meet somebody. It's like, oh wow. Even if you've had a video call, it's not the same as like being in person, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's see here. Assetto Corsa. Ooh, did I just screw up my view? I think we're all right. Okay. Yeah. What?
Oh, so we talking about the cars, right?
Oh, I moved on, didn't
I?
Yeah. Sorry, here. So yeah, it was Aston Martin Vantage Evo GT3, the Dallara IL15 450 horsepower Indy Next Series and XT Series, 2-liter turbocharged.
The IndyCar Next, yeah.
Yeah, Mustang GT4, and a BMW Evo GT3.
The Evo version of the BMW. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Cross carts are in the works. Oh, that's cool. But the problem with cross carts is there's so little going on the dirt side in iRacing. I wish it was more popular.
Yeah.
You think it might get held back? Oh, that would suck. George, you missed. We had a whole topic on VR. We were talking VR.
Yep.
Amir now has the Crystal Light for review.
Super.
What?
The Super.
Super, sir. Opposite of light. The opposite of light. I've got the light. I see the light. Assetto Corsa, they're talking about when precision of laser scan meets LiDAR, photo scan, and the artistry of our team, all powered by the Kunos physics engine and brought to life through force feedback. Every detail comes to life. Experience it firsthand in Evo, AC Evo, in the upcoming 0.3 release. So a little video action here. Behind circuits technology. Some nice laser scan technology.
Yeah. But still no word on open world.
No. Don't ask about such things. Be wowed by the graphics package. Be wowed. I did screw up the graphics of this. Hold on. I gotta adjust this. What happened? Why is this? I did something that highlighted this window and put a yellow bar on it. I don't know what I've done. I'm not going to mess with it for fear of screwing it up. All right. There's something else out of Assetto. New Proving Ground tracks are live. That was just for Competizione, not really that big a deal. Yep, that's it from Evo. That's it. That's all.
Yep.
And that's all I have to say about that. Le Mans Ultimate, they are doing another team test. I think I told you about this on the 5th and 7th, so if you want to take part in that. They had a update to the update to the update, so their second major patch for 1.0 just came out. And then shortly after that, we had a fix to the patch, I think.
Yes.
A patch to the patch. So, normal. Business as usual, but updates happening. Yeah. Let's see here. I was not expecting this when I woke up this morning. All right. You guys ready for this? definitely not ready for this. 3 new tracks for LMU in September.
Yeah, with the European Le Mans series. Yep. Yeah, I knew about that.
All right. R Factor. It's been a minute, but something new is coming. And then this classic picture of some S's here. I wonder what that could be. And then the next one we have is get ready to take on the legendary Serget Zolder as it joins R Factor 2. Third-party developed and Studio 397 approved, the stunning version of the Belgian classic lands August 26th. So we're just a few days away from that. So, wow. Who would have thought?
Right? That caught me by surprise.
I'd almost taken R Factor off my radar.
Me too. Yeah.
So I wasn't even looking for news out of them, but they're still on my old tabs.
Yeah.
All right. Beam with some more teasers.
Before you move on,
Yeah.
Before you move on.
Uh-huh.
Rude Boy Neil's got a question. If you're hoping we can answer this, why is zero cogging a thing when most sim racers want USB pass through?
I'm not quite understanding that question.
Yeah. Are you talking about like
you mean a wheel?
cogging?
Yeah, I think he means wheel cogging, but then are you also like USB pass through like for your steering wheel? I'm not. Can you rephrase? Zero cogging. I mean, you just don't want to feel incremental steps as you're trying to turn for smoothness. It'll be confused with ripples in the road or some kind of a suspension hit, because when you're turning that wheel, you're feeling everything. In laser scan world, if it's a millimeter crack, you're gonna feel it. So when you get that little kick in the wheel, you want to know that you're responding to something proper, versus if it was just like a little tiny step that you were sensitive to in the wheel. So that's why cogging, if I'm understanding what you mean. And when I'm talking about zero cogging, that's what I'm talking about. All wheels have cogging if you're sensitive enough to it. Now, the latest gen wheels, they've really minimized the amount. So I have to sit there and literally almost like a safe cracker, and I'm trying to feel, and I can't actually get the wheel to sit in a divot, cog point. They're so light that it'll just go past it. You can't rest in one of those spots. Versus 5 years ago, even all direct drive wheels, you could almost just like a clock ticking around if you just moved it slowly. Now at speed, you don't feel it nearly as much. And like I said, the latest gen motors from everybody, you just don't feel it the same at all. It's in there. It's still there. Okay, touch that. Excuse me. And it's not the end of the world, cogging, because if you know your equipment, you know the feel and you know the effects, you know when it's your wheel feeling versus force feedback. So back in the day, even when it's like there are a lot of things that were an issue 10 years ago that aren't now. And this is one of the things that I've had to adapt to as a reviewer. So, like, for example, I always talk about wheel deck flex. Almost no rigs have wheel deck flex anymore. They're all overbuilt for the most part. For the most part. But it's still a category that I think of because I was so sensitive to it. Because early rigs flex so bad that when you turn left, it would like rock the opposite way, and you felt like you were like in some weird battle with your rig trying to steer with accuracy. That's not the case anymore. Cogging was very pronounced and no longer is. So it's like, it's just magnetic shifters, right? Like, you can expect magnetic shifters now. And if something doesn't have magnetic shifters, you're like, oh, well, that's kind of old school, right? But when they become normal, we don't, and as a reviewer, so again, when something's revolutionary or new, it's something I'm going to cite. But when like 3, 4, 5 companies follow suit, it's not something I have to point out anymore. It's become the standard.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I hope we answered your question somewhere in the ballpark. Not sure what you meant about the USB pass-through and how that has anything to do with the cogging, though. They're kind of separate topics, if I understood that part. Did Sean ever race ICR2?
But a league, yeah.
I don't think so. I've run a few leagues over the years, mini leagues, but I don't think I ran ICR2. But I could have. Don't quote me on that. Could just be slipping my old brain. All right, Beam NG. This might take a while. I don't know what it is. It's a very long car. I do know what it is, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to let
it is?
Well, what would be a very, very long car?
A limousine?
I'm not saying you're right. Yeah, Moza has really forced everybody. So has Sim Magic. The whole industry's been doing it.
I don't know if Moza changed the industry. I would say Fnatic was really the big game changer in the industry back in the day.
Yeah, well, yes. You have to...
I would say they're the biggest game changer to the industry, like that changed the industry as a whole. Like they were probably had the most impact. But now Moza is forcing. I would say like they're changing the way people price products. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's accurate. NHRA dragsters are not short. No, they're. But I didn't see any proper wheel sizing. That front wheel didn't look like a very drag based. And then we got this sneak peek at what the thingamajig department has been up to. I love that word.
I like that name. I want to be like, thingamajig branch chief. That's the duty title.
Whatchamacallit. Anything be long if you stretch it. Yeah. I haven't played BeamNG in a long time either. I'd like to give it another go. I think they expanded their single player mode, and that's what I had the most fun doing. So I need to go back to it. And I hope they made it a little more streamlined too, because it was always kind of tricky. Last time I tried, I was having a hard time. You always have a hard time getting your shifter mapped for some reason in that game.
Yeah.
So if you're using a shifter, best of luck to you. And then you're like 3 times later, you're like, I thought I did this, but this time it worked. Go figure. All right, so let's see. Race Room summer sales going on, and all their stuff is free right now. So you can, let's see, free ends on August 8th. No, it's not. We're beyond the free.
Oh, that was we talked about that weeks ago.
Yeah. It ended on the 18th. But now there's summer sales going on. So if you want some Race Room, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fnatic became stagnant after initiating high-end sim hardware. They had a huge lineup. They were having great sales, and they had very little competition at that price point. It's easy to get stagnant. And this gets back to what we were talking about earlier. Competition breeds better products.
Yep.
When everybody else came into the scene, it really started forcing everybody to get more serious about the gear, what they are designing for the future, how they are going to differentiate themselves from their other competition with there being so much of it. And the end result for us, Moza brought in lower pricing. Asetek brought in LED lighting to the bases, because we'll talk about the new Moza base coming up here in a second. So each company has brought their own. I mean, Sim Magic mainstreamed haptics on your pedals. It existed. I'm not saying they invented the wheel. Club Sport had haptics from their inception. It's just they're terrible. Sim Magic made it work and gave it enough oomph to be a big deal. So all of these companies are looking to do something to make themselves special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the quiet bass influence. Yeah, now I've never been that worried. I mean, I haven't had a loud bass since a gear-driven wheel, or define loud. But I race in headphones 99. So again, for me, our phrase of the day, for me, loud isn't really that big a deal. Also, I'm in a motion sim that is ridiculously loud. I forget how loud that is, but then my brother's like, your rig is loud and it causes power surges through our whole house. Like, it makes the lights dim and flicker and do weird things. So, yeah. All right. EA, their latest update for F125 has just gone live. This was a few days ago. I don't know anything about it because I haven't played F1 since it came out. Have you?
I mean, either I haven't touched. No, I mean, it's always I've ranted about F1 so many times. I don't want to beat a dead horse at this point. It's the same thing every year, and they never fix the actual bugs that matter. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
One thing I'm seeing in their notes that is kind of cool is they added support for the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 wheel set.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how you know it's good when it causes blackouts. All right, Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo. This is worth watching for the fun of it alone. Chevrolet unveils a race car concept that pays tribute to the nearly 75-year history of the Corvette and its motorsport legacy. The Corvette CX.R Vision Gran Turismo concept and the Corvette CX concept are set to appear in GT7.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. That thing looks cool.
It does. Corvettes, for the most part, have always been cool-looking cars, man.
Corvette?
Yeah. They had a couple of missteps, but for the most part, if you look at their whole history, they've always had cool-looking cars.
You know, this whole thing with NASCAR, and so they don't make the Camaro anymore, right?
Right.
So they want to do body changes or whatever. Well, they just announced they're discontinuing the Malibu.
Oh.
Which means
What are they going to use now? Chevy Cruze?
The Corvette is the only car they actually make that would but it's like, well, you can't make a Corvette a NASCAR, can you?
I mean, let's be honest.
Goofy looking Corvette.
I mean, yeah, the body styles. I mean, they're just using whatever fake body shape they give them.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got to slap the Corvette badge on it and call it a vet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the OG Stingray. It's hard to beat. It is hard to beat. I will say that I'm a big fan of. They're really shitty, but I really did like the whole fiberglass 70s version.
Oh yeah,
they're terrible cars at the time.
But they looked so good.
But they did. I really liked the way they looked. So yeah, they did a real unveiling. Look, here's like a real car.
Nice.
Look at that. Here's a real 3D printed car.
Yeah.
They can do anything now if you have a good 3D printing team. Yeah. Anyway, that looks sharp. I think that's a great looking car.
Yeah. That freaking front diffuser, god dang.
That it reminds me of like in Japan they like modify minivans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And they put diffusers that stick out like 4 feet past the. It looks like one of those almost.
Oh, I've seen those in real life, man. They're so crazy looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. And they're not even like pieces they just go to manufacturers and buy. Like these guys fabricate these parts
in their garage.
Yeah,
they're all one-offs.
Like, yeah, they're all one-off pieces that they make in their garage and stuff. I'm like, they make all these. There's to me, it's like, I don't know. You know, like when you watch a movie that's so terrible, it's actually good.
right.
Like that's what I equate these vans to. Like they're so terrible, they actually look.
Oh, and Skeets, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I think supercar prices are about to. I think that what, I don't want it to, I shouldn't even go down this hole. And this is a global thing. Sure, I'm seeing it firsthand in America, but I think this dividing line of the have and have-nots is about to get so extreme that, like, supercars, yachts, and mansions are going to just become so normal. Like, it'll just be like, oh, everyone's got this, it'll feel like everyone's got $1 million car. Yeah. But they don't. It's just that you're looking at the, 3%. But that, that number in the modern world, it's not just America, 340 million. So 3%, that's 9 million people that have the means to buy $1 million cars and yachts and all of that. So that's 9 million people that is going to be putting it in your face because you'll go out for lunch and be like, wait, is that guy just go buying one of those Corvette things that's $1 million? Oh my God. How obnoxious and how rude, being that I'm wondering how I'm going to afford this lunch I'm eating. So anyway, that's my take. I can't upgrade the computers.
Well, I mean, I don't want to keep on continuing, but I just had to bring it up because I was reading an article today. Did you hear about the Buffalo Bills owner? Like he's getting torn up on social media nowadays for the past couple of days.
For what?
So because he got the city, he was like, New York we need a new stadium in New York, and the stadium costs, I think, like
the latest billionaire to hold a city hostage. Is that what it is?
Right, but while he's vacationing on his $100 million yacht.
Yeah. The LA,
so like he
the
wants
LA
the city
idiot.
to pay for the stadium, but he could buy his $100 million yacht. Yeah.
I very recently unsubscribed as a Rams fan, and it was because this Kroenke's his name, I think. Another a billionaire football team owner who holds the city hostage, and it's like, dude, your franchise is worth $1 billion. How about you just bone up the money, asshole? I'm so tired of welfare for the rich. I am so tired. And I don't care your political spectrum. Everyone should be adamantly against welfare for the rich. It's disgusting. I went to the market this morning. I bought nothing. It was $121. I'm still mad about it. Got nothing. All right. I don't know what they think, but this show does not pay millions of dollars. So, yes, the Green Bay Pack. Travis.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my battery's gonna die. Shit. Hold on. I gotta order a charger. I think my charger sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Hold on. We're gonna see. The show will go on. Hold on. Let's just
all right, we're waiting.
Sean's off camera. Can I change this battery here without moving the camera? Oh, I moved the camera. Shit. All right, hold on there. That thing's hot.
Do they count? Do they taste like chicken? I've never tried a rich person before. Maybe we should.
Oh, the Purge is coming.
I know.
This is what I've been saying for years. The movie The Purge is rich people hunting
yeah.
for. I'm like, man, that someday we'll get there, but it's gonna be the other way around. At some point,
no, dude.
Let them eat cake doesn't work forever.
No, dude, it's gonna be like that movie that Matt Damon did. Oh, what was it called? Elysium, I think.
Right.
Where the rich people live in these, live up in the sky and everything.
Right.
And all the regular normies live in the bottom, trying to fend for themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think about like what Romanov's boat got seized, right? So it was like $790 million yacht got seized, right?
Yeah.
And so now the government is paying like $1 million a month or something just to keep it running, like because since they've taken, and it's like, sink it. That's more welfare. You're just maintaining his boat. Sink it. Put a hole in the bottom. Problem solved.
I was gonna say, sell it to a Russian oligarch and give that money back to the people.
Seriously. All right. Forza Motorsport. It looks like they did a update for the Indy cars. So they've been showing all the new IndyCar, the right driver in the right car, all that stuff.
Okay.
And they're going to have their all new IndyCar series featured in multiplayer. Check out the IndyCar series and the Thunder Tour and the new Champions Cup career. Anyway, we're talking about Indy, so I figured there you go. I bet when Simpit coin and it's shoot coal coin.
We need someone to make it first.
Man, I can't pull a hawk Tua. I can't pump and dump. I can't do that to you. You're
We're
my
not saying to
bros.
pump and dump. We're not saying to pump and dump.
Well, there's no other way to make money on crypto
That
except
is
for
true.
except for Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Except for
that's true.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, there's like 10 legit coins, right?
I mean, if we call it Pitcoin, it sounds a lot like Bitcoin. That might confuse people, and it might make it popular.
We'll rethink it. I'm gonna have to.
We just gotta.
I'm gonna have to talk to a Bitcoin, a coin specialist.
Right.
I don't even have enough money to buy my own Bitcoin. All right, SCS Software, aka American Truck and Euro Truck. Their DLC, the upcoming road trip module in the ATS, featuring Ram trucks and Dodge car pack. You can drive a Ram 1500. It only breaks down every like 3,500 miles, I hear.
Only?
Yeah, but they're cheap compared to Dodge compared to Ford and Chevy, they're cheap. But
I don't drive trucks, so I don't know anything about trucks.
I'm offending some Dodge people, but they're not known as being reliable trucks. I really dig I love trucks. I don't know if you guys know this. I love trucks. But yeah, and I really, really like the new big Ram off-roadish looking truck.
See, I like Tundras, man. I love Toyota Tundras.
The Tundra
to me,
has
they
gotten
look like cool trucks.
It has gotten so big.
Yeah,
that's my problem with trucks.
Or the Tacomas too. I love the Tundras and Tacomas.
Tacoma,
they've gotten massive. Yeah,
the new Tacoma is bigger than my old Chevy 1500.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? I hear there's about to be a real. So you guys have probably heard of that Slate car, right? Everyone's supposed to be coming out with mini trucks now.
Oh, because they have them overseas. They have them everywhere in the world except for the States.
So the Chevy Canyon came out, and I was excited when I saw it on paper, right? And then when they started delivering, I'm like, but it's giant. It's not a small truck. It's a big truck. Anyway, credibility of Sean just plunged. What did I say? What did I say? The new Toyota, for the first time ever, their engines are garbage. The new Tacoma motor is a giant disappointment. It's a 4-cylinder turbocharge, and the reliability of the Tacoma is in question for the first time ever. So yeah, that is unfortunate. But everyone's coming out with small trucks. That's the modular EV truck. But I've heard Nissan. I heard Toyota. So we're about to see, because I really miss. Truth be told, I miss when you could take a Mazda B5200 and slam it to the ground and just have a little mini truck, like a true, no extra cab, just like a really small little sport truck. I love those trucks. And then trucks went crazy, and you just can't even there's no such thing as a work truck. First of all, to me, a truck is useless unless the rear has more payload than the front, right? Not everyone else. Sorry, in my opinion, right? For me, a truck should have a longer bed than cab.
True.
And so if the front half
it's supposed to be a work.
It's supposed to be a work truck. I need to pick up. If you can't put a sheet of plywood in the back of your truck, now you might have to open your tailgate, right? But if you can't put a sheet of plywood in the back of your truck, then it's not a friggin' truck. You should have bought an SUV, and they should have stopped ruining trucks by making them SUVs when that's all they actually make now is SUVs. So stop making the trucks SUVs. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, that's my thought of the day. All right, so also out of SCS, so they've been at the Future Game Show making kind of some waves and showing off a lot of new stuff. So let's see here. Euro Truck and American Truck are finally coming to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. That's a big deal.
Ooh,
that's a really big deal. So that's part of what their new things. First small truck in the United States. I see them everywhere. Which truck? The Slate? You're seeing those everywhere? I haven't seen any yet in person. Did I just press a button? No. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
New El Camino. I'd love to see a new El Camino. I see the same thing. Little tiny girls getting in giant monster trucks nowadays. I can't believe how big trucks, like I owned a 98 Tahoe that I put a 5-inch lift and 35-inch tires on. And it was considered an absolute obscenity by society.
Right.
So when I drove around, I got glaring looks from people. Some people loved it, right? But for the most part, I got glaring looks. I got pulled over by the cops all the time. And now I saw a Ford 350 Platinum Edition, which was awesome, by the way, went by. And I'm like, oh my God, that thing's way bigger than my Tahoe. I mean, not just in length, but it was like on like 35, and it, like they weren't far off from stock. These are just the dimensions of big trucks now.
So you were like that 5'2" chick in a big truck.
Oh, totally. I've always been I totally little man complex for sure. I'm like, oh, I need a monster truck. I want a ladder to get up into my truck. I did. So mine was not a trailer queen, by the way. I beat the snot out of that Tahoe. To the point that my suspension actually impacted my shock towers and dented them. I mean, like, yeah, mine was not. I did off-road that beast, mud womped it. It was great. It was a great truck. I missed my truck. It was not the best Chevy truck I've ever had. The best Chevy truck I've had 3 or 4 Chevy trucks, and my brother had a Blazer. The best truck I had was the worst of all. It was like a '93, just a extra cab 1500. It was really old. It was all like the outside body looked great, but the inside of the bed looked like the guy I got it from must have like moved bricks for a living. Like it was just completely dented and scratched, the inside of the bed, and I'm like, oh, it's a perfect truck. Like I can't do damage to it in the areas that I want to damage it. And yeah, Andrews is gonna post a video of me off-roading. I don't know where you got that secret coverage, but that's scary. I didn't say I was good at it. Truck sims are coming to consoles. Yeah, so if you're into the truck sims, there's a lot, too much for me to cover right here, but they're just showing off everything that they've been showing at this Future Games Expo, and they've been making a lot of announcements and doing a lot of interviews and a lot of videos, and here's their teaser. Euro truck coming to PlayStation 5,
awesome.
Xbox. You learn to drive in a 73 Courier, and there you go. There you go. 88, 98 Chevy pickups are the best years. I really miss all of my Chevy trucks. But yeah, my early Chevy, the 93 is my favorite. I had a 93, I had a 98 Tahoe, and then I had a 04, I can't remember what, my blue truck when I was in Spokane, which was cool, but it was starting to get to where they were trying to put too many creature comforts in a truck for me. It's like, I don't need it to be fancy. I need to go Home Depot and buy a bunch of shit.
Right.
Datsun Mini pickup for the win. Gotta love it. Or even the original. The Datsun was cooler than Toyota in the original form. Sean's off-roading is an extension of my rally driving. Man, don't force me to set up a rallycross session to redeem myself against you dirt haters. Sean dirt haters. Do I have to put on my Recce shirt? All right, you guys said Fanatic's been stagnant, right? That's what people are saying?
A little bit.
Well, Fanatic app version 1.0 now available.
Oh, an app.
Yeah, combining the new device driver, control panel, and Fana Lab software into one unified package. The Fanatic app, that's what they should have called it, Fanata app,
right,
delivers a customizable experience for per-game profiles, hardware calibration, and streamlined updates.
I'm still waiting on a good set of pedals from them, man. Like, it's been what?
100 years.
13 years
Yeah, almost
since they
100.
released their last pedals. Like they released they released a direct drive wheel, but yet they haven't been able to do hydraulic pedals, like, or even like modern day load cell pedals. Like, come on, Fanatec.
Spatial. I think we should turn the word wankle into a like put down swear word in racing. I think we should coin it. You wankle. Don't be such a wankle, man. All right. Moza Dirge. What'd you say? Moza is teasing some MotoGP DD thing. We're just 2 days away from Gamescom 2025. Any guesses on what surprises we've got in store? And a picture of a motorcycle.
The new Aztec wheelbase. I'm sorry, the new
Moza
wheelbase.
Moza. Mimosa. All right. And then this. Big reveals. Oh, I said it already. I said it out loud already, huh? Like you'd already been there. All right, I already said what's on. So, the new Moza R25 Ultra True Torque.
Yeah.
True Torque direct drive base.
My question is,
what?
What's better, True Force or True? The True Torque.
True Force. No.
True Force.
I'm not gonna say that I've tried this wheel, but maybe someone like me might get their hands on one. It's like they did what. Okay, it's what we were talking about earlier. Remember we were talking about cogging. They've made it lighter to turn at its lowest levels, and got more power simultaneously. So, like, if you were to take a direct drive wheel of 10 years ago, we were talking about cogging, what would you want? I want it to be freer turning, less internal friction, so I can dial it in as needed, and I want it to be able to ramp up even more power when needed, and not just, like, give me power because it has power, right? The ability to go from nothing to a lot. That's what they've done. So, meet the Moza, and you know what? They're not lying. I'm not going to say I had one, and I'm not going to say that I had that LED lighting mapped to be my fuel gauge, which I thought was super duper cool. I know. Who needs more RGB?
How do you know if you don't have one?
I don't know. It could have been a dream. I could have bumped my head and made this up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not say. But I will say that they are claiming that it is powered by their new zero cogging flat wire motor. Delivers 25 newton meters of peak torque and boasts 26% higher torque density than previous motors.
So I have a question. I heard a rumor, and I can't remember who told me this rumor. Somebody told me this rumor. Crap, I think he was bald. He said you could use those lights as a fuel gauge.
Did James say that? James, you talked to James?
I remember. I just remember some bald dude.
You can totally set, and I think Ace Attack does this, but they've never sent me a wheel, so I can't confirm or deny. So that LED bar on the top of the base on left and right side is totally telemetry programmable.
Okay. So is that based off experience or just what you've been told by Moza?
Well, it says it right here somewhere.
Oh, okay,
I think it does.
I'm just double checking.
Well, it doesn't say anything about physics. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sean leaking harder than a whole bucket again. Well, I thought this thing was super duper secret, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing images of it, so I'm a little, okay, well, what's up with that? Ooh-wee! What's up with that? All right.
What up, yo? No.
Here's something that we're going to see, but you know what? You're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. Cube Controls, September 5th. Where are they going to be? Where's Cube Controls going to be September 5th?
September 5th. In Chicago!
In Chicago. New Down to the Core. See you on September 5th. And then they show this, like, microchip thing going on.
Oh.
A bald streamer that can't see over his wheel. So I'm guessing
Down
we're
to
not
the
going to see
core.
the chip though, because I'm going to guess it's inside.
Like forged beyond Earth, the universe of control. Okay. Huh.
Oh, you're looking
I'm
at
guessing a new wireless wheel.
something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that going on. All right, Ace Attack. Ace Attack is doing some big things. So their Forte Formula Pro is officially shipping. That's not really big news. They're at Gamescom. And then they're talking about their new plug-and-play system, Sim Racing Bundle, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to give console compatibility. So this is the Ace Attack Initium. They have a way of naming, I'll say, Initium range. And yeah, their first Intium, their first PC and Xbox compatible range. We were just talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Some affordable gear out of Ace Attack. And I don't know why they don't like us. We'll find out. We'll find out. And let's see. Oh, almost to the end of the show. Wow. All right. Well, it is 9:40 already. Wow. I gotta go make some chili.
With beans or without beans?
No beans. This went on This went on the. No, it was coincident, but our Discord was going on the old chili conversation yesterday, and no beans. Damn it. So here's what happened. I bought a really expensive brisket, and I don't know why I can't get brisket to cook right. I can cook a really good tri-tip, but I cannot cook brisket. Every time I do brisket, it comes out like shoe leather, like super tough. So I made a brisket. The flavor's on point. The juiciness was on point, but it was just tough. So here's the new thing. Whenever I cook a big roast of any kind, if I am not 1,000% happy with it, the next day it's getting turned into chili. Because chili will render that brisket down to beautiful. In fact, tough meat almost makes better chili because it stays together versus just completely falling apart. So,
I'd agree. I'd agree there. Yeah. I kind of do the same thing. Like if I made steaks or brisket or even like ribs, whatever the leftovers are, I just throw it into a chili.
Always. Yeah. Yep. It's the fart control. It just makes sure the fart goes right in your face. I mean, like instantly. No, I mean, this will sound bad. So a lot of times when I'm not on camera, I will race in soccer shorts. And anybody who's worn soccer shorts will know why. I'm not going to explain that further, but they're a great material and they're anyway. This seat, you literally feel the air come in your shorts, and it's like I'm not gonna lie, that feels really good when you're hot and racing. Yes, yes. So, how much does the cooling mat cost? Which cooling mat is that? The chair, the seat is $500. What cooling mat?
Yeah. No, that's what he's talking about. I think he thinks it was a cooling mat. No, it's a full blown chair. Yeah.
Booth, I think they're going to keep making. I have a feeling this seat is going to sell. I think word's going to get around. Again, if it's 100 degrees in your room, I don't care where you put the fans. It's not going to make life great, right? Yeah. So it's always about minimizing our discomfort. Because I don't want to make proclamations that it's like running ice water. It's 6 fans that run through 3 on your back and 3 on your between your legs, which to me is somewhere between 5 and 10 degree difference in my operating temperature. So I've been racing in some very hot rooms recently, and it's like, wow, the amount of time it takes till I start sweating is it takes a lot longer. Because I continually heat up when I'm racing, it seems.
Anything that keeps the boys cool.
Yeah,
I'm all for
seriously.
it, man.
All right, Rensport had the story here, but Overtake had the full story here about Rensport. Closing in on full release, they now have a pricing structure overhaul. So, let's see here. Pre-order bonus and pricing. So with the game's full release incoming quickly, pre-orders are set to start. Those who do pre-order Rensport get rewarded by 72-hour early access, which, don't you already have access? Just saying.
I mean,
Plus the Ford Mustang for free, featuring a special livery.
because when did they say it was going to be launched?
We don't have an exact date.
Okay, I was about to say like, I don't even think it's anywhere close to release, but that's just me. You know, I'll give them some shit when they release it, just like I did with LMU. But anyways, yeah. Like, it's not a 1.0 if it's not everything included.
70 euro for the Diamond Founders Pack, which will get you the deluxe edition. All right, there you go. What else? A couple more stories to talk about. Oh, we have some Sim Expo announcements. So we are at the end. Sim Expo. Corsair for Business is going to be there with Podium 1. Podium 1, they're a reseller out of Canada, aren't they? Isn't Podium 1 the big reseller out of Canada?
That's Advanced Sim Racing. Podium 1, yeah, they sell rigs and stuff, but they also sell sim racing solutions. Like a lot of the big people, like celebrities, get their rigs from Podium 1. Like, Joe Rogan got one from Podium 1. T-Pain, Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
All right. So basically, if you use Auto-Tune, you get a Podium 1.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should start using Auto-Tune on the show.
I should. Skeet Sayer, why are so many people playing LMU? Because LMU is really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's getting better daily. And let's face it, it's the anti-iRacing. So for everybody who's just against the concept of a monthly subscription, even though we're kind of getting there with LMU as well to an extent, it's more like pay for an annual versus monthly, but you can do that on iRacing too. But it is definitely more affordable than iRacing. Not so much for what it costs to buy it and run it. It's the content aspect. I had this conversation just the other day with John Hill, but iRacing is, if you buy a 2-year membership, it's really not that much money, and you're not paying a monthly if you buy it for a 2-year period of time. His Red Sports Solar Crown. It's the content though. So if you were new to iRacing and you bought a 2-year membership, you'd be like, okay, well that was kind of expensive. And then you'd start racing and you'd be like, oh, I only have like 5% of the content. I'm going to buy a few cars, and then all of a sudden you've spent another $100 and you only bought like a handful of cars and tracks. So that's the problem with iRacing. It's not the membership, it's the content. But if you're smart about it, you don't have to spend a fortune. But yeah, I think that's why so many people are playing LMU. It's a really good game.
I look at it, it's mostly, for me, it's the physics, the force feedback, and then their netcode system. I think by far they have the best netcode system of all the sims out there. You can have door-to-door racing in that title and not be flung off, into the darkness of the void, like in iRacing. That's why I enjoy it. I enjoy it really. But again, like free tends to bring in the riffraff a little bit more than what when you pay a monthly sub. Which but once you get out of the rookies and get into the more intermediate, or gold rankings, like things start cleaning up quite a bit. But that's why I love LMU. I love endurance racing. I love GT cars. I love the LMP cars. So I love racing up. I'd still do iRacing. But I think for me, it's just more of the racing aspect. Like it's a lot. You get a lot more excitement out of it than you do like in iRacing. But again, yeah, you said it, Sean. The content. Like if you want to do rallycross, you want to do oval and stuff, you can't do it in LMU.
Right. Yeah, in iRacing, like for example, you can run the rookie Mazda and not need to buy any content. So yeah, there's plenty, and the rookie level you can kind of get through your beginning days of iRacing without spending any extra, and that's where it's key, because at that point, hopefully you've figured out your path, and then it kind of gets you there. Yeah. iRacing has Interlagos.
Yeah. So does LMU.
Yeah. Oh no, they were asking what Brazilian tracks.
Yeah, Interlagos. Yeah.
Let's see. Also, Sim Gaming Expo. Look who's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Another almost bald dude, Tony Kanon.
Oh my gosh.
He's
no way.
Yeah, TK is gonna be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. We'll have to challenge him. All right, beyond that,
We'll have to.
starting next Friday is the beginning of the Simpit Rally League on EAWRC. I am looking forward to this. I am looking forward to a few things. We're not doing teams. I'm all on my own. I'm not going to have a Lesh carrying me this season. And then beyond that, I have no one to let down. But I have a big goal. I got beaten by the likes of Tim Chitwood, a.k.a. Spatial Dragon, beat me in points in last year's rally. And no offense, Tim, but I find that extremely unacceptable. So, I'm going to have to work harder this season, apparently. Anyway, starting August 29th, our rally is going to be 10 rallies, 10 weeks. You get a full week to get your time in. So from August 29th is the beginning, the first day. You'll get 7 days to get rally. I think Monte Carlo is the first one. And then after that, the following week, we switch rallies. And you would just move on over. And it's going to be very cool. No points, no prizes. Just rally. So yeah, we got that starting off. If you want more information on that, just head into the Simpit Discord, !Discord. We'll get you a link to that, or in the description below. But we have a section for our Rally League, and you can come join us. And again, starting up next Friday, a week from today. In addition, starting August 24th, is that this Sunday?
This weekend.
This Sunday.
This weekend, yeah.
Is the Simpit Invitational. This is our mini season. This is our between seasons, running the Super Formula Light at Barcelona, Bathurst, Monza, Algarve, and Road America. And it starts this Sunday. And get into our road league there.
Yep.
We have a section in our Discord for that one as well. Beyond that,
Yeah, if you want.
oh, go ahead. Yeah, no.
I was gonna say, if you guys want to join that league, just go into, get into our Discord. Go to the Road Series channel. I've got a post. Just click on it saying, click on one of the emojis saying I want to race, and that's all you got to do for the Invitational League. And this is going to prepare us for our main league that's going to start right after. Same thing, doing the Super Formula Lights. For that one, we're going to have prizes. We're going to have trophies. Our races. We have open setups. If we get enough people, I'll do classes again, but right now I don't have a lot of people. So for the Invitational, it's not going to have pro classes or amateur classes. But if you have enough people for the real league, we'll go back to pros and amateurs. We're going to have after race stewarding, all that sort of stuff to make sure we keep it a nice, fun gentleman's league. Yeah, so come out and have fun with us.
All right, there you go. Do the Indy NXT car. That's what Dave.
It's not a tested car. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
What if the car's broken on a release?
Yep.
Yeah.
Total chance of that.
Yep.
All right. Well, I am always going to encourage you guys to post pictures of your rig in the post your rig section of our Discord, because if you do, I'll show the whole world your rig and we can get jealous. This was actually sent to me directly. I don't even have permission, but JS Hacker, one of our community members, sent this, and I just want to show you what he did. This is really cool. So here's his steering wheel. All right, see that? And see how he's got that cool Porsche? This is his, I can't remember where he got it. This isn't like a mainstream brand, right? All right, check this out, though. No, I want it to be a Lamborghini. No. Let's make it a Ferrari.
Oh.
Dude, he got these badges.
Nice.
And then made it so that his wheel had a magnetic holder. So he can just pull the badge off and switch from Porsche, Lamborghini, and Ferrari.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty sick. Well done. Anyway, the reason I want to show, and the reason I show rigs, is because, again, you never know what's going to motivate people. You know, Sean Simpit learned from the BMW M2. No more untested cars. So true. So true. So true. So anyway, that is all I've got. That's all the news and information and thoughts and concerns I have. What about you, Amir? Anything else on your mind?
Me? Nothing, man. I've got to hurry up and knock out this Pimax impressions. I got to start testing the equipment I'm going to take to the Sim Gaming Expo with me. Next show, you guys will see me standing because I'll be getting a new editing area, so I'll be standing just like Sean, and that way it could be
Standing
like
desk.
yeah, we could be like those announcers, the NFL Monday night announcers are standing and talking. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I got a lot going on up until the Sim Gaming Expo. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then,
Yeah, I've got the rig review. I got some other stuff, and I'm gonna get off the air here and go make my chili.
yeah.
It's chili time. That's dinner. Gotta get it cooking. Gotta get it cooking now.
Nice.
So, anyway, that's going to do it. Again, get into our Discord. You can join that Rally League starting up on the 29th. Get into our Discord. You can join our Road League, which starts up on the 24th. And we will be back next week with the Pit Stop. And then the week after that, we're actually at Sim Expo. So we haven't decided exactly what we're going to do. We might be off. We might do something. We'll maybe have more info next week. Might have to just kind of go on the fly. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to do some racing over the weekend. I'm going to do some points racing over the weekend. I've got some new things in my brain. I've been preparing, but I think I'm going to do some actual live streaming of some. I'm going to put my iRating on the line for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't show those.
No, I didn't. You know what? They're not on my tabs. I did see them on Facebook. Let me see if I can. Thank you, David. No. Here, I think we're going to be better going to their Twitter or something. They're not handling it like news. Hold on, bear with me. We should go to Medieval Times down the road.
Yeah, I think we're trying to plan something to have a gathering. We haven't fully decided yet.
Yeah, I've told everybody I have 2 goals beyond the show. Number 1, I want to eat some deep dish pizza, right? Because that's.
I agree.
And then number 2, the Cubs. I want to see a Cubs game. So that's what I'm working. Medieval Time sounds fun. Not sure when we'll work it into the schedule.
Yeah.
So all right, GSI. Wait, no, that's October 2024. That's not what I want. Here we go. The Interlock by GSI drops September 1st. Pre-order. Look at this thing. A totally modern looking wheel by GSI. I've seen it lit up. That central thing is like a old school LCD display, right? Liquid crystal. Isn't that what the ones that were dots, like a calculator?
Yep. Yeah, dot matrix.
Yeah, here we go. Here's a good shot. Look at that sexy beast.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a sexy beast. All right. So, yeah, the lock-in core data. Interlock's 5x7 LED matrix delivers flags, gears, and alerts without pulling your focus. So, we'll be seeing that at Sim Expo.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, right? That was the only new wheel from them. Yeah. There's them coming to Sim Gaming Expo. All right. Yeah, Hinch. So here's what I think I'm gonna do, Sam. It's controversial. And I don't know if my boss is going to allow it. Look up the Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder Company. All right. Sam, I think I might leave the expo Sunday early. So if all goes well, Friday and Saturday should provide enough time to get my work done. And then Sunday go in and shake some more hands and do some hellos. And then get out of there and go to the Cubs game. I'm toying with the idea, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's just I've kind of been a lifelong Cubs fan, and it's the only stadium, we joke about this, that I know its address, and not because of the Cubs fan, just in full disclosure, it's only because of the Blues Brothers that I know the address of Wrigley Field. But yeah, I don't even know the Dodgers. Actual, I think it's like one Dodger way, funny enough, in Chavez Ravine, but I don't know the actual stadium address, like to mail them mail. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I have a buddy who's coming up from Indy who wants to go. Amir has said he's down. But that's
as long as we get everything done.
Yeah, as long as, but see, I even feel bad about having my buddy come up, because if we're running behind, then the game is just canceled. As far as like, if we need Sunday for work, I don't go to the game. That's end of story. Non-negotiable. So I have to express that to my buddy before he drives up from Indy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's the thoughts. Yeah. And I would imagine, again, Friday, find us, say hi, ask if we're getting together Friday night, and find out what we're up to. There's no reason, and I mean, this is going to be like everyone's on their own, and we're going to collectively try to go do stuff. But like, I'm not paying for anyone. I don't expect anyone to pay for me, right? So like, but we might all be like, hey, we're going to go over to Chicago Pizza. Right?
Yeah.
And then let's all meet up over there and hang out. Yeah. And I might announce, hey, I'm going to the Cubs game. Anyone want to join me? There's no reason you can't buy a ticket. I'm buying one.
Yeah.
So anyway. So I think that's going to do it for today, everyone. Get into the Discord, join our leagues, get out to Chicago for Sim Gaming Expo, September 5th through 7th. Us and so many other streamers and content creators and vendors and companies are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Sam's going to be there. Can't wait. Anyway, that's all for me. Amir, last thought?
All good, buddy.
Then we're going to start the weekend starting right now. Get out there. Do some sim racing, everybody. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and we will see you on the track. That's Amir Saw.
Later, guys. Later, guys.
Bye.